Sham Masechta Terumas Daf Tzadik Dalet and Aleph in Nishma to get the Basabam and Chaim Beis and Dovigas and Chaim Be'avam Yitzchak as Shimon Ben Rabbi Yitzchak. I just want to point out that Rabbi said we learned Pshat in the Mishnah Vov, previous Mishnah. Misha hoyle chabel tilsim beklai akeren yidoleiku hoyle chabel tilsim shatevel koisish umachashav kama zera. This is by the Fengway, which is made up of the kitnius, which is the tavlin of the Fengway, and also the eights. So the Mishnah says, interesting, that umachashav, if he has bekavona kama zera, he wants to be mafresh the truma bekavona machshava, not b'maisa. So he takes out the zera, and he's mechash kama zera yesh behem, umafresh es zera, ve'ein itzorch lahafish es eitz. But the eitz doesn't become truma because it doesn't machshava. Machshava is not chal tam eitz apiyu shava. You know tam eitz apiyu shava, so it is eligible to have a chaloi shem truma on it. But if it doesn't machshava, then it's not chal. Im hifrish, but it doesn't ma'isa b'machshava. Lo yome echtosh ve'etel es ha'etz. He doesn't take up the eitz and throw it away. Ve'eten es ha'zera el noisen ha'etz im ha'zera. He does it b'maisa b'yidayim, then miltzischal the shem truma on the eitz as well. Mogalem pshat, the rikukas and other mefoshim, that why? Because it has a shem kedusha. When he does it b'yidayim, he does afrosh b'yidayim, it's done miltzischal the kedusha's truma. If he does it b'machshava, there's no kedusha's truma. That's why you make the bracha, because it's chal of them. There is a dissenting opinion, I say, none other than the Tfeis Yisrael. Tfeis Yisrael learns pshat in this Mishnah, mi de kora olav shem truma, v'tam eitz sipurya shova. When he does afrosha, he's kirei shem. Mikol mokim einoi. So the kriya shem makes that the eitz is also truma. Ma'ashenk, if he does only machshava, there's no kriya shem, so there's no chaloi shem truma on the eitz. However, einoi kodesh b'truma. The eitz is not kodesh b'kedush truma. Milgod lehem pshat that if you make a kriya shem, it's chal of the eitz oichada kedush truma because you did it with kriya shem. So that's like a reizei kodesh. That's what he says here. But the Tfeis Yisrael that nishla the pshat ain't kodesh truma because the el simachov like the Tfeis Yisrael. So they do im yesh bezera kidei litin tam avoloi be'eitz. Loi be'eitz, af, so to try to say, af shegam eitz noisen tam, even though the zera is giving a tam in the eitz and have tam eitz superior shove, ain't the mistav less hayayin, the eitz ain't no kodesh ketruma. The eitz is not kodesh ketruma, but af the bigdisha beferish, even though he's magdish the eitz beferish, looked at the havelei truma chumra be'almeh. The chumra be'almeh in the din of truma, but it's not a din that has a kedusha truma. It's like the beferish, he's laying. He says it has a din of chumra from truma. What this meant exactly? What does that mean, chumra from truma? But something like we saw yesterday here in the Mishnah Shayna. The Mishnah Shayna also says, "Ein esurim shava." Ein esurim shava. The truma, the Mishnah Shayna lashon from yesterday, ein dina kishar esurim. Yesterday we talked about the Nesina's time, Shalom Mechutach. Bishar Esum, we don't find it. It's not a Metzias that when it's Shalom, it doesn't go in, it doesn't go out, and when it's Mechutach, it goes in and it goes out. You think it's a Metzias. That's how it is. It's closed, it's hard, it's there. But then this is the Pshat, like that. But other Esum, we don't find such a thing. By any other Isra, there's no such an African minute. No, but then, so then, Chumash Truma tells me, or he said this is enough time that it's going, something is moving here the time, but he's saying this is dafka al chumash shel truma. The next Mishnah we'll see by Dak Tomish by Yoisa Mikol Asurim. Afabi she'ena elazaya. By the Dak is only a ziyabam. It's only like the sweat of the Dak Tomish. Shekach kiblu chazal. Ala Kabbalah da, nicht da placho, nicht gekommen, a Kabbalah, in Mishum da Hani Nami Mishunim, Mishal Kol Yisurim, Kumoy Trume, the Dak Tome is Mishunim, all the other Surim, by Dak Tome we say it moves around, the Zay moves around, Ma'ashen Kain, By other assume it doesn't work. So Mele Zoktem at the like because Truma is Ochet Mishunah, there's a Chumra Shel Truma, not because it's Chal Hashem Kedushas Truma. He said that's Chumra Shel Truma. I learned the Pshat and Trace.
You need the same amount. Here you need 1 out of 60. Over here you need 1 out of 100.
Oh, so that we'll see also that what is
that amount. So for Issa, it's enough. It's not
Chumra. Yeah, but by mass amount there's the Rabban. The Rabban also by Truma. They said Kuf Aleph, not because of the time.
Double the amount. It's almost double the amount of time.
Yeah. Okay. So that's yeah, but he doesn't say that. He says that's Kibul Chazal. Kibul Chazal. It says Kibul Chazal.
There's enough time that it's not Shisha, but not enough time that it's not.
Truma, Akaponim, however you can understand it, but Akaponim, Nechten will go and I Nechten will go as Kedushas Truma. Vasana Kedushas Truma, the Kedushas Truma, what makes it that they should become also because it's Chal Kedushas Truma. He's saying, oh, it's Drickl, it's not like that. It's not because it's Kedushas Truma. He's saying because it's a Chumra for Truma and Kedushas Truma is not Chal on the Eitz. Don't forget it, because the Eitz is an Eitz, it's something less. It's the time from the pre is going into the Eitz. It's not as Kedushas Truma B'chal. So this whole pshat that we want to say that it's the bracha. You can only make the bracha when you make it Arizong Nazak. We have to say that as Arizah Truma, that it becomes Truma Demos. Is a chayre not that Shim's very good with the recookers, but over here the way the Shreis Yisrael is understanding it, the chayre that doesn't work.
You still see they only made the chumrah when you were kara shem lahedi for some reason.
Right. I'm just saying. Enochanam, 100%. The eight is only chal with a kriya Shem, but that's what he says beferish. Kol of Shem, but it's not kedusha. He says he goes out of his way. Don't make a mistake and say it's kedusha. Kedusha doesn't have because eight is something less than the pri itself. How can you say the kedusha is only chal on the eighth when you have the kriya Shem? How can you say such things like that? No, it's not a chumash shaboy nishtals the kedusha from truma. I looked at the beferish. It's very so. It's chof. Okay, zog the Gemara.
This is Pashut Pshad, or is it Pashut Pshad?
Everything but over here is Pashut.
The Rashi is a fan who used to say, "Azorach v'shteit." You understand little Yiddish? I'm only telling you what it says. I'm not going to shkei chadusha. V'shteit. I like them brisk. Okay. I don't know if I can say that, but I did that every day. Al kapon zog the Gemara. Zog the Gemara. Amar Rabbi Yoina. Zoyse Meres, from this Mishnah we see that it only travels by Truma, it travels when it's Petzua, and when it's Sholem it doesn't travel, the Yisur doesn't go. Zoyse Meres, Petzuin, when it's cut, the Truma is cut, or the Chulin is cut, the Peiris are cut, Boilin Upolten. It's Beleya and it's Poilet. It accepts and it goes in and goes out. What was?
On the Paris system or Shai Paris too?
What is it?
This mission on the system or Shai Paris also?
Oh. So then Nachnam, then another Yehuda.
On the system.
He wants to say only Zaysim. Everything is different. He says Yehuda comes with a big bomb in the sugya, and he's saying that because he's saying it's kavish, it's kumuvushal. It's kavish kumuvushal. How could you tell me? So like the Mishnah Shayne by kavish kumuvushal, Nishkanaf Kamina, if it's two and Abatul, it doesn't matter when it's visual. Everything goes, and kavish is kumuvushal. So how are you telling me such an afkamina if it's whole or it's not whole? It's not true that it's fake the night Yehuda. Now the night Yehuda comes up and he says dafke zaysim is the mitzvah like this. Again, he makes a whole different on the way understand the sugya. So he says dafke zaysim. Okay, zaysim meres sheitor Rabbi Yoina. Now this is learning Yehuda the Eshtechelik and learning the dinim of Tam Pogum Kufay. Not learning this Yishami is like you're not. Like you didn't learn the Chumash. You learned the guys learn Hashem, not Chumash. That's the Gemara. That's the Gemara said. Mamish a foundation for Tam Pogum, Kufay. Amar Rabbi Yoina. Zoysim as Besuim, Boilin, Upoltim. It's Belaya and it's Poilet. V'choizin, Uboilim. And at the end, it's Belaya and it's Poilet and it's Choizin, Belaya. Because of why? If I would say it's Poilet, so there's no problem. You could put this pesua, you put it together with something else, which is truma. It's boileya, and it's right away poilet. So it's back to square zero. Nothing should happen. Why should it's also elamai zokte muzayin? That if you say that pesua is something which is open, cut, you put it next to truma, which is cut, and it goes from the truma into the chulin. So why is the chulin also? You know why? It's Belaya and Poilet, so the stops right there. It shouldn't be also. Elamai the Raya, it's Belaya, Poilet, and Chayzer Belaya. Why it's like that? Basically, but that's steht das am Metzius from the Anissa, but steht in the Gemara. The way Rabbi Yonah understands it. And if you learn Gans Kufay, you will know it. But that's how it works. If you put together the Mishnah steht das, what steht noch einmal überchas in the Mishnah? Zeisei Chulin Shekavshim Zeisei Truma. So the way we learned Pshat yesterday, what is it? What's the halacha here? That's the Asa. You have Zeisim together, two of them together, the Sholem, they Asa one another. Betzuya Chulin im Betzuya Truma. Betzuya Chulin im Shleime Truma. So we say it's Asa. So why is it Asa? Because but Betzuya, it travels one from the other. So the B'yoina, if it travels, what does it mean? First, it's Belaya, because nothing travels, it has to be Belaya. So the Chulin is Belaya from the Truma. And also, whatever is Belaya, it's open highway. It's a two-way street. It's not a one-way street. No swara to say that it's only Belaya. Why is it Belaya? If it goes in, whatever goes in comes out. So why is it Asa? Elamai Chayzer Belaya. That's the Metzias. But that's the Metzias.
Why is Shleimim the
One second. Shleimim. First we're talking, he's Masbeh first the Petzua. Right? Sure. What's going on with Shleimim? Shleimim is Belaya Upoltin. V'oidene Belaya. The Metzias is that Shleimim is more secure. It's closed. It has a surface cover to it. Has clippers. It wasn't disturbed. Wasn't cut yet. So it's an outer shell. So there it is Belaya and it's Poilet and it's Belaya. So maybe it's neutral. Whatever was before, whatever it comes in goes out and it doesn't take it back in. Hado Omra. So that's the halacha. But that's Pshat in the Mishnah. Without this, you can't understand the Mishnah. Hado Omra. Lo Lishvach V'lo Lebgam. We're talking about Lois Tam Lebgam. Lois Tam Lebgam, you learn out from Gulei Nochrim, or you learn out from Lager, Asher B'Shachat Tedeno, and you really get. There's a ganze Sugi in Samozayin, I'm sure the Sugi from Tam Pogum. Zogt Tam Pogum and Tam Shvach. Machlokes said Meir holds that what the Tam Pogum is also Asa, Shimon holds Tam Pogum is Mutter. Sure, those are the Machlokes. Vos Titzach. Loy Lishvach V'lo Lebgam. No Shvach, no Pgam. Neutral. Doesn't have Nishtahin, Nishtah. Asa. What's made so Asa? Loy Lishvach V'lo Lebgam is Asa. What's made Asa? And that's what he's saying over here. That's the Zaysim. It's not giving Shvach, it's not giving Tam. I the Mishnah, Masis the Shimon. The Shimon Omar, Noisin Lebgam, Asa. We learned always what the Gemara says. If Shimon is the one that says it's mutter, and Meir is the one that says Noisin is Asa. Here it comes to go to Gemara. Shimon says Noisin is Asa. Right the Gemara, how can you tell me that? So but Shimon Omar, Noisin Tam Lebgam mutter, called the Gan Shas. Is if Shimon the man that says Noisin Lebgam is mutter, and Meir is the one that says Asa. Over here, you're telling me Punkt Faket. Why is the Shimon the one that said that it's Asa? And for the Gemara, Kedoreb Shimon Oime. The Shimon says, the Mishnah we see weiter, two blood next to blood, kruv, cabbage, so shakya. Shakya is a type of a cabbage. There's many different types of onions and cabbages. These species. So shakya. Shakya means where it needs a lot of rain because it's very dry and it needs a lot of rain. Shesholkoi gekocht. We cooked it im kruv with a different cabbage, shel bal, which is something which is dry. It doesn't need a lot of rain. It just gets the rain from the rainwater. It doesn't need that you should have natural irrigation. And you put these two together. Also, that's also you put them two together. One is truma, one is not truma. That's something which is belaya. What's up to stomach the Shimon? The Shimon says that here, according to the Gemara, there is tam legam is also. This I was saying the Pnei Moshe. So like the Pnei Moshe. Zoyse meres. Betzuim boilin upoltum v'choyze boilin. Kloima. The B'yoina metad is the hodet ninon. The B'yoina is explaining the Mishnah, the beginning of the Mishnah, the first two words in the Mishnah. Keshazeisim chulin petzuin. The zeisim olives that were chulin petzuin were open, were cut. Hein ose, if they're put together with zeisim which are sholim of truma, if neishu boilim in truma, the zayis which is open, which is cut, is belay from the truma. One second. Why is that so? Why is it belaya? Because it's cut, it's open. So something comes in. Kach polten. So it should go out also. What comes in goes out. What's enough? Give minute. as B'liyosan, it should be poilet the B'liya. But my loitalina l'kula. Why do I have to go to the Chumrah? Why don't I say whatever came in went out? If you're going to say Mishum Chumrah the Truma, that's why I spoke out here. That's why I said Chumrah Truma. And the what's this Chumrah Truma? This is the first time we're coming here. We're seeing a Muslim. Chumrah for Truma. What says Chumrah for Truma? Basically, what Chumrah Truma means. But upon the way the Tracy Soul is understanding the previous Mishnah by the Tilson, there's such a thing that Truma is mehr Chumrah than anything else. And the way the Yehud is explaining it, also you see that the Truma has Chumas. Chazal gave Chumas from Truma for whatever reason. That's why we say that that it's Beleya and it's not Poilet. In the reverse case, when the Chulun was Sholem in Petsuya Truma, and you put it together with Petsuyim of Truma, Mutter. So why do we say it's Mutter? We call Mokim. It's not possible that the mixers of the Petsuim shouldn't be Beleya from the Truma. So why do we say that it's Mutter? With the Chulun Asholem, in Petsuya Truma, Mutter, why is it Mutter? Because it's a Sholem, Epis Gaitach Yoran. Even if it's a Sholem, something moves, something goes in. And if you say it goes in, it's a one-way street, so why is it Mutter? Lochi Kama, Dr. B'yoinem. This is a riot, for Pishigam came Poilatan, even though you have to admit, Dr. B'yoinem, whatever goes in comes out. Mikol Mokum, everything should be status quo. Whatever, one way, it goes out and finish, goodbye. So why should I say that Beli is such a problem with Beli is? Mikol Mokum, Chayzin u'boilen. Boilet, u'beleya, Chayzin u'beleya. Calls man shehin nichboshim. When is this, however? It has to be nichbash shel truma lefika choser. Nichbash means it's still marinated together with the truma. That's why we say that it's choser. This is the klal from B'yonim. Shleimim. So that's by Petzua. It's beleya, u'poilet, v'choyzer beleya. What about shleimim? Why do we say the shleimim is mutter? Shleimim boilin u'poltin v'oid einu boilin. The chiluk in beleya, the chiluk in Petzuim and shleimim is that by Petzuim it goes in, out, back in. Ma'ashayin came by Sholem, it only goes in and then it goes out and finished. So maybe the Sholem remains the way it was. It doesn't become Oseh, it doesn't matter because it doesn't go three ways, it only goes one way. He says Sholem, don't think by Sholem it's not belay at all. A mix is Gaitach Yorain in the Sholem, Mikom Mokim, Shem, Sheheim Boilin, Kacheim Poiltin, it's just like it's belay, it's also Poilet, Vishuv, Eine Chaysim, Boilin, Machmas Shem Shlem. The Shlem doesn't let it come back in. Kloima, the Loilim B'Shlem, meaning Kabilos and Kapilitosa, when it's a Sholem, Kishem Shebelaya Kach Poltis, the Fikach Mutter, status quo, because it comes in, it goes out, and Fatik. Mashu and Petzua goes out, but it comes back in. Hado Amr, now that I know Rabbi Yoin's din, Hado Amr, from here we learn that what? By Nois Tam of Gam, Staka, you want to tell me Nois Tam of Gam, the Machlekes Rebbe, Shimon with Remeir, what's going to be Lo Lishvach V'Lo Levgam? If it's not neutral, Zok Derech Bayi. This is a shaila in the Gemara. If I'm going to say the Shmami no Masnisen, Zacharayif into the Mishnah, the Laman, the Yom Nois and Tam Lishvach Ose, Loit Reb Meir, V'Nois and Tam Levgam Mutter, Loit Reb Shimon, Ukishein Loy Lishvach V'Lo Levgam. What does that mean? Eladu Oimid B'Tamei Shahoye B'Tchilah. Loy Levgam Loy Lishvach means it doesn't change when you put it with something else. It remains the way it was before. You matched it up with, let's say, with Truma, and it's nish kantam l'shvach, nish kantam l'vgam. Yesh svara l'kan l'kan. Look, the Pnei Moshe, what the Gemara means to say here, you have two svaras afuchas. One tells me it's not l'shvach l'vgam, it's also, and one svara tells me this mutter. Get to Yatzmaz b'zayin d'zach. The yesh loime davke kishe isse mashbiach es ha'hete hu de oma osa. Then it's also, if the Issa is not Mashbiah the Heta, there's no reason that a Tam should Asa. In other words, you have an Issa with a Heta, and the Issa is not making it better and not making it worse, so it's neutral, the way it was. That's one way to learn. Nachamol. Now when do we say an Issa Asa is a Heta? It's only when it's Mashbiah. Then if not mashbiach, then we say it's not. In other words, why? Because tam kiyika, the chayla is a draisa. If you learn out from Mishras, or you learn out from other places, from that tam kiyika is also from Guli Nochim, you learn out from different places. When is it? Like the Kirega, in the Tshuva, Kuf Chav Zayin, Kuf Chav Vav, I forgot exactly which Tshuva it was, Zokta Doten, that the tam is only also, but it's not a ben, because it's double choshev. It's not a double choshev, it's not going to answer. When is it a double choshev? No, it's tam the shvach. But it's not a tam the shvach, Zokta the Gemara, that it doesn't answer. That's one side. V'yesh loim, Zokta Moshe Ibcha. The Sefer Dafka, not the Reisha, the Sefer. What's in the Sefer? The Gshu nois in tam levgam, behet, who the mutter. When does it say that it's mutter? It's only if tam levgam we say it's mutter. Avim eine poigmai, v'loi mashbichoi, then it's awesome. V'hashtem eboilei. Eden neidig mimas nisen da Sefer. If we're going to be like the Sefer or the Reisha. If you go to the Sefer, ukesheheta oime betamoi. If the heta is exactly where it was with the tam, in other words, the double heta was chulun, also she'ilu azeisim im azeisim enim mashbichum v'loi poigmei loisam oim dem betama shebetchila v'g'tonu li'osim. If it doesn't move, nishtahin, so in the Sefer we say, not the svara is, there has to be mashbiach. We say that what? If it's a neutral, then we say, even by tam kikir, that it's going to answer. Is masnis in the Reb Shimon, kloima, the dochi lo yashas. The yashas is dochi, this svara, to say that if it's not the shvach, and not levgam, to say that it's also, the loy motzi lemedis masnis in mitzvah. You can't be medayik like this from the Mishnah. The loy lememelo, the hayman, the omer, reisha, dafke, the kol shu nois in tam the shvach, who does it? Only when it's a nois tam the shvach, it's also, the Mishnah, the Mishnah is mashma, even if it's not tam the shvach, when you have these things going back and forth, which is, others want to say here, zeisim, nichbash, im zeisim, is a tam levgam. So why does it say over here that it's also? The Isaac Reb Shimon. This Mishnah that says that even if it's not the shvach, and even maybe it's levgam, it's also, Zokta, this gate of Reb Shimon, the Sfira lay, the feeling noise and tam levgam also. Reb Shimon is the one that says all of a sudden, not like we learned until now the Gemara in Avodah. We had the Gemara before. It says noise takam is mutal like Reb Shimon. Duzuk that's also. Umikol shein kishoim and the heta b'tam shebetchila. Avada, he says, the kol shein when the heta is the way it was betchila, the mius nivla boy begam tam yisa. Akata lidach madoma loy pashtin abai. You're not pushed this abai. Trade the Gemara. So in other words, this is a question in the Gemara now. This we always say that nois and tam l'shvach is also what's going to be if it's not l'shvach. Is a question how you understand tam kikah. If you understand tam kikah, the pshat is only when it's a choshev tam, then it's mevatul, then it's tam kikah. But it's not choshev, it's not. So then we say that if it's a nish l'vgam, nish l'shvach, can say that tam kikah doesn't apply. So it could be kivega. But if I learn the other side in the Gemara, that even it's not l'shvach, and it's not l'vgam, it also asks, then the whole time is not because of tam kikah it has to be a double choshev. Tam is because tam kikah, even if it's not a double choshev, tam kikah asks. So it's because not because it has a mila that it's l'shvach. I afraid the Gemara. How does this Reb Shimon here that says no tam gam is also? How does this Reb Shimon shimon the predik Reb Shimon? It says that it's mutter. No tam gam mutter. Ve'ech kam Reb Shimon's really also. Umishani after the Gemara like Adod Reb Shimon. Kloima. Kocha today Tanoi v'Liv. The two Tanoim according to Reb Shimon. Oh, the Ashkan is really also. This is where we find Reb Shimon is the one that says that it's also in the Gemara door. The Tana that come on. There's a mission in Tzadik Vov. Gabikola and Nishkolim. Anything that's cooked. Here we're talking about kovish kavush. Then we have another mission talks about nishkolim. Im hatadim with spinach, asurim. Reb Shimon oimer kruv shel shakir zehu hagodl. This is the shuv shel shakir that has a lot of water. It's artificially irrigated. Be'eretz yivesha. It grows in a place which is very dry, so they have to have artificial irrigation. Shesod laskoisei tomid shel sholkoi. They cooked it in kruv shel baal, and a kruv shel baal. Baal means where it doesn't need a lot of water. So these two types of vegetables. One needs water artificially, one doesn't. Shemestapkes b'mei geshamim. Gu eretz lacha. It's a very fertile ground which is moist and it doesn't need anything from the outside. Im shel baal terumi mipnei if what's doesn't need the water. It has a fertile ground which is moist, and it doesn't need artificial irrigation. If that's the truma, so it's awesome. The one that's shakir, meaning the one that's dry, and I don't know it's dry because it needs artificial irrigation. That's called shakir. That's beleya from which one? For the one that's lach, and it doesn't need anything but the natural rainwater. They hold those tam gamas also. The kol why? What's the raya? So the kol nishlik yoisim. What does nishlik mean? They cook. It's a certain type of cook. Overcooked is yoisim idai. Vaday nois tam gamu. Something which is overcooked. That's not a good time. That's overcooked, meaning it's begam. But leave it the high time to the Shimon, meaning mastis the Shimon. Then we go according to the Shimon. This is the manoma. It says the Shimon says nois tam gamu also. Well, kamashnon to know you pliga the Shimon. You could come up yoisi. The nami oisik b'nishkolim because this goes according to Dafka according to this madam. Okay, I get into it.